Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and today we're going to talk about a hypnotic, mysterious, inky, black tar, captivating, complex, multifaceted fragrance, and that's going to be Black Gemstone by House of 777, Stephane Humbert Lucas. As you all know or are familiar with, the House of 777 has a very popular fragrance, which is the Mortal Skin. Now, that one has been talked about a lot in the fragrance community, and it's a very beautiful fragrance. And I think that one is the most mass appealing out of the whole line when it comes to the House of 77 by Stephane Humbert Lucas. Now, Black Gemstone, on the other hand, it's a very how should I say, otherworldly type of a fragrance. As you all know, this fragrance was launched in 2013, and the nose behind this fragrance is Stephane Humbert Lucas himself. Now, Stephane Humbert Lucas, he's a very talented perfumist. He actually is a painter, and he writes poems as well too. And he has this fascination with Middle Eastern culture, Middle Eastern spices, and Middle Eastern smell, and their religion as well. Now, with that being said, the story behind Black Gemstone is really interesting. Black Gemstone is supposed to represent the sacred cornerstone of the Grand Mosque of Mecca, believe it or not. And I cannot vouch for that. I never been there and I never smelled it, so I don't know if it smells like this, but this fragrance smells just, as I said earlier, otherworldly type of a fragrance. I never smelled anything like this. It's very, very alienish type of a smell, but at the same time, it's very dark and it's very mysterious, very hypnotic. It morphs, it has a life cycle to it. It's very interesting fragrance. I never came across a fragrance like this before. Now, with that being said, let's spray and see what we get on the initial spray. Yeah, this is a beautiful fragrance. On the initial spray, right off the bat, I get extremely inky. It's very inky, it's very camphorous, it's very balsamic, it's woody. And now as it's opening up the spray, I can smell the woodiness of it. It's pretty much really woody. And it's also very aromatic. It has this very weird, beautiful type of a aromaticness about it that I cannot even explain. This is probably the hardest fragrance for me to be able to explain because it's so weird and it's done so different than any other fragrance, so it's very hard for me to explain it to you guys. But yes, it's very aromatic, it's very smoky, it's woody, as I said. It's very, on the opening, it's very inky. Kind of reminds me almost on Cashmere Oud Mood by MFK, but his is way more dry. This is almost like bittersweet type of a fragrance, and at the same time has this metallic vibe about it as well. So you can see it's just morphing. As I'm trying to explain to you guys, the smell keeps morphing and it's just unbelievable. Like I never ever smelled anything like this before. So that's why I decided to talk about this, because I just was in awe when I smelled this fragrance. I could not believe it. So with that being said, because I just did an initial spray, I also have to tell you guys how and what's the dry down of this fragrance, what it morphs into. This fragrance actually morphs into a leathery, smoky, kind of a almost fresh, metallic, and believe it or not, a little bit of gourmand type of a fragrance. So yeah, it's just that amazing as far as like the way the life cycle of this fragrance works. It's just like, it just has its own life cycle. It's multidimensional, it morphs. It just definitely does not go a linear line. So it's very interesting. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the notes of Black Gemstone. Now, on the top notes, you have lemon and you have cedar. Now, the lemon is from Italy and it's very tart. I get that as well on the opening when I spray it. there is this very lemony tardiness about it when you spray it, but at the same time, it's very inky as well too. So I was all captivated by the inkiness of the fragrance. So I forgot to tell you guys that I do smell the lemon part of it as well. And it also has 3 hand-selected cedar in this fragrance. So the cedar in this fragrance is very high quality and it's hand selected specifically for this fragrance. So these are the top notes of this fragrance that I get. Now on the middle notes, you got tons of myrrh, and which makes it very balsamic. And you got also tons of resins, which makes this fragrance very smoky as well. And the way the myrrh and the resins are mixed together on the dry down gives that leather type of a vibe to the fragrance, which is really interesting, and which I pretty much find it amazing with this fragrance, how it starts up so different and all of a sudden it goes to this like leather gourmand-like metallic type of a fragrance. So it's just phenomenal as far as the way it morphs this fragrance, almost a fragrance from a different planet. Like I said, it's definitely an otherworldly type of a fragrance. Now on the base, you have teak wood, you got a very high quality albinum, and you got tonka bean as well, and that's how you get your bittersweet type of a vibe about this fragrance. You get that from the tonka bean in here. So this is as far as the notes of a black gemstone goes. With that being said, let's start with the performance and longevity of black gemstone. Now, I probably don't even have to talk about this. This fragrance is beastly. The performance is phenomenal and it lasts over 20 to 28 or 30 hours on my skin, easily. So it is on the category of MFK fragrances. It's very beastly. So it's unbelievable when it comes to performance and longevity. And for that, it'll get a 10 out of 10 from me. So that's as far as the performance and longevity for black gemstone goes. Now, let's talk about the projection and sillage of this fragrance. Now, the projection, because it performs so well and it lasts for so long, and the type of notes that you have in this fragrance are so beastly, it just projects phenomenal. You get 5 to 7 feet easily. Like as far as the sillage goes, it has a very interesting sillage. And for that, it will also receive a 10 out of 10 when it comes to projection and sillage of black gemstone. Now, let's get to compliments, see how it does with compliments. Now, unfortunately, in the compliments category, it will not do really well, even though I love this fragrance, and even though I talk so highly about this fragrance, only a certain type of people will admire this fragrance. Not everyone admires this fragrance. So you have to have a unique taste to like this fragrance. But I've seen a lot of great reviews of this fragrance on Fragrantica. Ladies love this fragrance. I've even heard some person on Fragrantica say that they sprayed this on their husband, and when it got to the dry down, they literally wanted to take a bite from that section where they sprayed it. So it does have that gourmand vibe about it. But again, it's a really interesting fragrance because it constantly changes, so you're not getting that linear type of a gourmand thing where it always smells yummy because it constantly changes. So because of that, you have to be careful when you wear this. Now, again, if you have the right outfit for this fragrance, like what I'm wearing right now, and you have the right personality and you wear it in the right place, you will definitely get a lot of compliments. Again, this is something that, especially when it lingers around, you get a lot of compliments. And again, from a specific type of people. as I mentioned earlier. And because of that, as far as the compliments goes, I have to give it a 4 out of 10, unfortunately. But in my book, it will definitely get a 10 out of 10 as far as the smell goes, because I love it. And as far as the compliments goes, I would give someone a lot of compliments if they would be rocking this with the right outfit. Now, this is as far as the compliments goes. Unfortunately, like I said, it will get a 4 out of 10. Now, with that being said, let's get to the versatility of this fragrance. Now, as the notes say, and as the way I explained it to you guys can probably tell this is not a very versatile fragrance. First of all, you cannot wear this to school. You cannot wear this to work. This is not a dating type of fragrance. This is a fragrance that you want to go out to a club or an event that you're all by yourself and you want to be pulling that mysterious, captivating, kind of exotic vibe. That's what you can do with this fragrance. So that's the type of situation I see someone wearing this fragrance, that if you want to be very mysterious, you want to be very exotic, and you want to stand out, and you want to be the one that smells really different, this will definitely do the job. Now, as far as the versatility during the seasons goes, you cannot wear this in spring and you cannot wear this in summer. It's too much, it's gonna be too cloying, and it's gonna just give you a headache. So this will do great in winter, I would say. Now, as far as the versatility goes, it will get a 4 or a 5, but let's say a 4 out of 10 because it's not so versatile. Even when it comes to going out, you can only wear it in a very specific situations because it's such a unique fragrance. Is so one of a kind that you have to almost handpick where you're going to wear this fragrance, and you have to be careful. So that's it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 as far as the versatility goes. Now, let's talk about the uniqueness of this fragrance. Well, do I need to go any further? A 10 out of 10. I mean, seriously, there's nothing out there like this. I never smelled anything in my life close to this. Probably the closest thing that comes to this is Cashmere Oud Mood by MFK. And that one, again, goes a completely different route. It goes into a burning wood type of a smell on the dry down, but it does start with a very inky vibe and very bitter vibe, which this kind of does, but this one is very balsamic and has also sweetness and bitterness at the same time on the opening. So, but they kind of are kind of identical on the opening when it comes to Black Gemstone. So with that being said, as I said, Uniqueness will get a 10 out of 10 for Black Gemstone. And I'm pretty sure not a lot of people have this fragrance in their collection. So I would suggest you to definitely get a sample of this fragrance first, try it out for a couple of weeks, see how you like it, and see how you can get along with this fragrance, and also get shocked the way it changes, the way it morphs, and the way it does all the things that I already said in my video. And if you own it, I would love to know what's your take on this fragrance. So please leave your comment in the section below and let me know what you think of this fragrance. And with that being said, guys, we get to the end of my video. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and hopefully see you guys soon with another video. Peace and ciao.